Welcome to Passages, the podcast where life gets deep, friendship gets real, and the wisdom of the Bible flows, usually right after a debate about tacos and Bigfoot. Join Patrick Birch, Drew Kaiser, Jason Pulliam, and Tim Layton as they explore Scripture, share great quotes, and occasionally get sidetracked by snacks and bad preachers.
Welcome. You're listening to Passages. We got the whole gang back. We're not going to play our song. Oh, are we?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have it queued up.
Thank you for joining us. We're excited to be back together tonight for another stirring episode of Passages. I want to give a shameless plug-in before we get started. Next week, thank you for the sound effects. Next week, my book, Out of the Thicket, releases October the 16th, 2025. Been a long time in the making. We've talked about it on the show before, but it's my first novel. I'm really excited about it, and hope that you'll give it a chance. You can pick it up on Amazon or Riddle Creek Publishing. Out of the Thicket.
Now, Patrick, if you'll get that seashell off the microphone.
It's in time for Halloween. It's kind of a spooky story. There's a little of that in it. There's adventure.
There's definitely a little of this and a little of that.
Little of this, a little of that. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think the overall theme of it is love, sacrificial love.
Excellent book. And, really cool cover art, too.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And the author's a pretty awesome guy.
I
mean, I'm just saying.
You're just saying that.
Just saying it. I mean, I don't really mean it sincerely. So I'm going to begin tonight with a discussion about what is probably my favorite season, fall. If you didn't know, fall has fallen. It is upon us. In the US of A, technically fall, I think it's one of the dates. There's a couple of different variations, but September 22nd to December 21st is typically considered fall. There's a meteorological fall that's, I think, starts September 1st, if I'm remembering right, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so I wanted to just talk about some of the things I love about fall and then some of the things I don't like about fall and just have a general discussion about it. So things that I love about fall, and this is an original list. I didn't pull this off the internet, the old interweb. Cooler temps. The temperature is starting to come back down to human.
Preach, brother.
Has that really happened yet, though? It was pretty muggy.
I think you got to get up early enough for that.
It is sort of gross right now.
It is. It's not pretty.
I think we're going to get there this weekend, maybe, where we really might feel a little bit of a chill.
But we're getting to that point where I can at least tell it's coming. You know, I can feel it in the air tonight. It's the temperature.
I can feel it.
I knew I was going to trigger that. My second thing I like about fall, which Drew, you pointed to, is typically lower humidity. But we're not there yet. It is, I will say it's lower than it was in August, but it still needs to come down a little bit.
All the way down to 95%.
Guys, have you been outside lately and noticed what's missing? I haven't seen the mosquitoes out very much at all, and that is a blessing.
No
Tim, as you're sitting out there in your Speedo next to the pool, I know you are enjoying no mosquitoes flying around.
That's right.
The leaf change. I enjoy seeing the colors, the fall colors. It is a little strange to me that we're basically celebrating the death of the leaves, but
well, they'll come back.
They will. We hope.
Are leaves also on the latter part of this list?
Well,
yeah.
Okay, I'll wait.
Patrick,
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Man.
You said you liked the leaves.
I know. I do like the leaves.
I disagree with you.
I said, though, the leaf change.
That's true.
Oh,
that's true. I jumped a little ahead.
Look at the trees.
I apologize.
When you
beautiful
look out,
colors.
The maples.
For like the one day that Alabama gets some leaf colors.
For the 4 trees we have around here that are not pine trees.
Right.
They are beautiful when they change. Football season is here. Football rolls in. I know a little bit before fall starts, but I feel like we get into the heart of football season right now, and I love that. I love Friday night football, high school football.
Millie told me tonight that between now and November 29th, there's a college football game on every night.
I think it's
hallelujah.
Is it college or college and NFL?
Maybe it is college and NFL.
That's what I
Maybe
read.
that gets you into the Saturday, Sunday.
Either way,
Sunday thing
there
or
is
something.
football available.
Oh man, yeah.
And the weather's cooling off. Like you don't sit out there in the stands sweating.
Those first couple of games
were
are
rough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I sure do hope that by Friday, 2 days from now, when we are at the Leeds Moody game, it is cool.
Yeah, because that may be the only nice thing that happens that night.
Right.
Because it's not looking good for the old Green Wave, I'm afraid.
I still say let's build a wall over the bridge and don't let them come.
Not a bad idea. I
have 75, low of 57 on Friday.
Oh, that's pretty
We're
nice.
talking
That's
some
pretty
real
nice.
possibilities there.
Yeah. After football season, I'm a baseball fan, but it's hard to watch baseball throughout the year. But I love fall baseball. I love playoff baseball when they get into the tournaments. The NLS, NLCS, the ALCS are a lot of fun to watch. So enjoy fall baseball. Of course, the Braves aren't going to be there this year, but perhaps Chipper Jones coming in to manage. That'd be pretty cool.
Interesting. Yep.
Drew, I threw this in for you, even though I think every season is this for you. It's coffee season for me. The weather is starting to cool off where I can drink hot beverages again without feeling like an inferno all day long. My temperature runs pretty hot all the time, which is why my house stays cold. The office stays cold. I walked in today to see a patient. She had literally turned to ice. She had her arms in her shirt, and this was an older patient. And she said, it's so cold in here. And I said, well, we'll be done in a few minutes.
We'll get you on your way.
Yep. Gotta man up.
So those are kind of my favorite things about fall. Is there any of those to the favorites, the things you like about fall you would add that I missed?
Julie starts making pumpkin pies. I like that.
Pies are good.
Official passages request for a pumpkin pie.
Oh, you shall have it, my friend.
Yes.
She loves making.
It's my second favorite kind of pie.
I like pumpkin pie.
What's number one?
Pecan.
Yeah, it's good.
Like a good pecan, not one of those that's mostly that gelatinous stuff with like store-bought two pecans on it. I'm talking like mostly pecans that are bound together with the sugar part.
And that's a fall thing too. To me,
it is. Yeah. When I think pecan pie, I think of the fall.
Thanksgiving fits into the fall, right?
Yep.
According to the dates you gave. So that's another one of my favorite things about
like
the fall.
Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving.
Of the holidays, it's probably the one I appreciate the most.
Easily.
Yeah.
Don't have to buy anything for anybody.
Yeah.
Get to eat. Nobody's judging you for stuffing your face with stuffing.
Add that to my list. That's a good one.
Stuffing or dressing.
Or dressing.
Whichever you prefer.
I mean, yeah, America. Well, I think up north they call it stuffing, though, right? I don't know. I don't have any.
And here near the Gulf of America.
Nathan, if you'll report to us when you listen to this one day. Anything else that you can think of?
Speaking of Nathan, if I may interject, his specific request was that we make passages available on the iHeartRadio app, which it was not. I have done that now. So this is the first true test of whether he will actually listen to the passages.
Is this the first episode that will be on
iHeartRadio?
Well, it's the first one. They're all on there, but it'll be the first new one since.
Not the archived.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to jump into the other side of this.
It's going to be the thing that takes us over the top.
Oh, yeah.
The least favorite things about fall. Guys, I'm going to tell this one with a little story. The other morning, about 6:15, I get up. I'm getting up, getting ready to get in the shower. Have my underwear on because that's what you sleep in. Open the front door to let the dog out, step out onto the porch, and walk through the most massive spider web I have ever seen.
What are they're from trees to ground.
Guys.
And there's no way to avoid them. They're everywhere.
I did a full body heebie-jeebie and then quickly did the self-check to make sure there was no spider crawling on me. And even after showering, I could feel the spider crawling on me. It was awful. If
Is it
anyone had been out
Is there
there,
some possibility that a mosquito turns into a spider? I mean, like mosquitoes go away, spiders
Those
show
spiders
up.
show
man.
up every fall.
there was a spider the size of a tennis ball in that way. It was huge. And
It wasn't that big.
like an orb weaver.
I'm thankful because I was still in my underwear that there was no one in the yard to see it. But if there had been, someone would have really got a chuckle out of my reaction because it was, the dog could have run out in the street. I would not have been able to stop it because I was worrying about me.
And you just can't get it off of you.
No, it was that one. It was the one to the left. That one, right?
This one?
No.
Like
No,
when
that
I
one.
when I
That
hit
one?
it with
Yeah.
my head, it's like I can't get it.
Oh, no.
I
There's
don't know
no,
when it's gone. And yeah, I'm with
it
you.
was awful.
That's a mess.
We have several of these hand-size orb weavers,
Yeah.
and they make the most massive webs.
Yeah, and they're beautiful webs.
Yeah.
But that one I walked through, it just
You
freaked
tear
me
the
out.
web down, they get busy right away rebuilding.
And they can
Same
build the
place.
thing. Yeah. And they don't ride in it like in Charlotte's Web,
No,
which I thought was rude. My second thing that I don't like about fall.
yeah, so you would feel it was a nice thing if it said some pig to you?
If it just said duck, I would be happy. I would be good with that.
Not like quack quack, but
Quack,
like
no, like
lower
duck.
your head.
Like if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah,
duck,
that
dive,
kinda
dodge, something and dodge.
Part of the 5
Yeah.
Ds. Yeah.
Pumpkins. I'm not a big fan of pumpkins at Halloween. The jack-o'-lanterns, the carving of the pumpkin.
What about just decorative pumpkins that are not carved?
They're a waste.
Okay.
They fall into the whole seasonal decorations
So-
thing. This might turn into a grinds my gears because seasonal decorations drive me crazy.
So Jason is against gourds.
Gourds, unless you have a gourd hanging from a post for birds
For
to live
bird.
in, you don't need them out for decoration.
Okay. Don't come to our house.
Oh, no.
It is carving the pumpkin. I'm sort of okay with, but that part where you have to get the guts out,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just a little pulp.
Yeah.
This comes from a guy who wore a gourd on his head every
Yes, he
fall for the
did.
kids.
And we'll do it again.
No, I'm done. I've got the brain
fall
surgery
festi-
excuse now.
Fall
Wait,
festival's
fall
back.
festival's coming up.
I think we need to pass the mantle on to a young man.
I don't want that
With a
thing
bigger
sitting
neck.
on the. I don't
What if
want
we-
it sitting on the
What if
electrode.
we kept it
up
in
there.
the family and went with young Jackson Kaiser, maybe?
I had a different young man in mind.
Oh, okay.
With 3 letters in his name.
No,
no, okay.
Really?
he might have been sitting in your chair last week.
Oh.
Tim.
Oh,
Oh,
He's perfect.
you're going to need a gigantic pumpkin to go over that.
That's kind of the point.
I mean, that is going to be an XX.
he would be great. He would be a great
Yeah.
Fantastic.
pumpkin man.
Now, this is probably going to hit a little close to home.
All right.
Eli, I apologize, but I despise fall festivals.
Oh,
Okay. What about fall festivals specifically?
Everything.
the
The whole,
clowns.
the whole thing.
The clowns.
Costumes.
Wait, there are clowns at fall festivals?
Oh,
all
they
dressed up
wear a
as 'em.
clown
Oh, yeah.
costume. And
Cost-
usually around Halloween,
the
it's not one of the nice
costumes,
clowns.
The games, the trunk or treat, the joy, all of it. It's
The
just awful.
joy. All right.
I
Grinch.
hate joy.
If I was a guest to Fall Festival, that would be fantastic. It's the having to put it on. You
But it's
know,
not just this fall
that's
festival.
difficult.
It's all fall festivals.
Jason,
It's just-
what would happen if you were, I don't know, riding down the interstate and you passed this?
I would total the truck. Yeah, that is the
I
most
saw that
terrifying.
the other day.
It
And I
has
came
my
so
two-
close to sending it to Jason.
It has my two biggest fears: balloons and clowns. I don't do
If
either.
It is
If
somehow
you're
a
listening, and that's all
car
of you.
full of clowns.
Yes.
That is.
I mean,
terrifying.
like
It's just
every
terrifying as
inch
the one
More
over
than
there
of the
does it.
window. Right.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yep,
I can't
yep.
even look at that anymore. Put it down. Take it down. My
That is
blood
terrifying.
pressure just went up. And then finally, haunted houses. I'm not a big fan of the haunted houses.
Yeah.
I'm not a haunted
No.
house guy.
You know, I do not need to pay for anyone to scare me. I have teenagers. That is scary enough. But
Yeah. I don't
that's
like
fall.
people.
I don't like the touching me kind of thing.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Mm-mm. No.
yeah. And oh, I forgot at Fall Festival, the pie in the face game is my least favorite of all games. I can still on a nice fall evening, smell the scent of whatever was on that plate because I was in that one time.
They
once.
try to break your nose when they shove that pie in your
and
face.
whatever it is, I don't know if it's Cool Whip or what, it goes up your nostrils. It's awful. Awful.
Yeah, that's not good.
Thank goodness we finally got rid of that scary plywood thing that you would put your face through. Do you remember the deck?
Yes.
That piece of decor?
Yeah, we use that all
it
the
was
time.
terrifying. But that's all I got tonight. Just a little discussion on fall.
Goldenrods. I hate goldenrods.
Yeah.
Achoo.
Oh yeah, and ragweed. Ragweed. Yeah, both of those are out.
Leaves.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
leaves. Yeah, I left it off this.
Thought it was
you
on
mean
your-
the raking of leaves?
I mean, I don't
putting it
rake
there.
leaves. I spend hours blowing them with backpack blower.
Oh, I was going to say if you're going with a straw,
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
I thought about just mulching them.
I can move like one or two at a time. The problem is they're all over the concrete. You have to get them off the concrete.
Oh yeah.
Well, you
And-
don't have to.
Well, yeah, you do because
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
yeah.
Okay.
And my neighbors get really mad if I blow them down into the cul-de-sac to let the rain or wind carry them away. I actually had one of my neighbors come out with his camera phone one time and video me doing that so he could report me to the HOA.
Are you kidding?
That's
I'm
a
not-
great neighbor right there. That's
I
who
know-
you want to
I
live
know.
next to.
I hope you burned his house down.
I did not, but I do not.
So then you just blow them right over up
Yeah.
his driveway.
I do not any
Have a little
longer
of that.
clean out his gutter when I'm mowing and all of that. It's
I
just a
would-
little pettiness, I guess.
I would also consider sugar in the gas tank.
Yeah.
Not that I have vengeance.
I don't
issues.
talk to him anymore because he was kind of a jerk.
Yep.
Well, next time I'm over there, if you'll just point out the house, I'll take care of you. I'll be his
if you're
Huckleberry.
facing my house, it's my right hand neighbor.
Okay, I got you.
Drew, can you quote Proverbs 22:1 for me?
Is that a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches?
Yeah. So how much do you think your name is worth?
Well, it depends on whose name you're talking. You talking about me?
Yeah, sure. Let's put it in dollars though.
Okay. Maybe $2.55.
Okay. Tim, I mean, yours is shortened for a longer name. Does that make it more or less worth?
Both of you are shortened for longer names.
Is
John Andrew.
My name is John Andrew Kaiser.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tim's looking at me like, why are you
very
asking?
confused at
Yeah.
the moment? But
Well, did you know that you can pay someone to choose your baby's name for you?
Wow. How much?
did not
How
know
much
that.
did these people charge?
Oh, Jason.
I knew I had the right question.
You just wait, Jason. You just wait. So there.
Is it that hard to choose a name?
Well, this lady, her name is Taylor Humphrey.
Boring name.
Lives in the San Francisco Bay Area. Did not set out to build a luxury baby naming enterprise. When she started posting online a decade ago about her baby name obsession, she was just hoping for a distraction from one of her life's bleakest periods. The 37-year-old Humphrey now has 100,000 combined followers on TikTok and Instagram, and her bespoke naming services. Care to just take a guess?
Wait, is the name of it bespoke?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but care to take a guess what her bespoke naming services cost?
I'm going to say $100.
That might get you half a letter.
I don't think we'd be talking about it if it wasn't ridiculous. So
That's correct.
I'm going to say $5,000.
I'm going to go 12,000.
You guys, y'all aren't thinking big enough here. Think about how much names are worth.
$2.50. He said it just a minute.
Yeah.
$2.55.
55 cents.
But don't we know all the names that she knows?
Yeah.
But do you?
Maybe.
But do you, Tim?
How much those little baby? You can get a free randomizer on the internet.
At a time when finding the perfect name can often feel like a high stakes exercise in baby branding, Humphrey is one of a dozen or so professional baby name consultants nationwide whose full-time job is to guide expectant parents along their naming journey.
So she names them before she even sees the baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her services start at just a cool.
I was the closest without going over.
Yeah.
The Price is Right.
Bing,
For-
bing, bing.
This makes me sick.
From now,
Does she name people
from now
things
on,
like Theophilus?
From now on, when we refer to the amount this
The FOMO
costs, and we want to say that it costs, we will have to bleep ourselves because it is obscene.
That's
It
almost
really
as
is.
much as it costs to get the water out of Tim's laundry room.
This is true.
Regardless of the intricacies of their naming needs, she promises to have the ideal package to name your baby.
Okay.
It's a big promise.
Yeah.
A couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
If your baby shows up and you think it's a stupid name when you meet your child, can you
Ooh,
sue
I don't
her?
know. I'm not sure. Can you get your money back? I don't know.
Yeah.
So does she like ask you questions or something about yourself and like
So it's further down in this article, which is this is more like an expose, I think, than an article, because it just goes on and on. I didn't know you could talk about someone who chooses baby names for you.
where might we go for this ridiculous service?
Hold on,
Is
let
it
me see
only
if I can
on the
find
TikTok?
Baby names.
I don't know. After I saw
That's where you pick one yourself.
after I saw the cost of this, I couldn't go any further because it would just be, I think it's called what'sinababyname.com.
What's in a baby name?
Letters.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all pick out your child's name like I
Yes.
did?
Yeah.
You just listened to what your wife said?
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that I used somewhat.
Taylor Humphrey, right? That's her name?
Taylor Humphrey.
Yep.
Correct.
What's in a baby name?
What's in a
Your
baby
brand, their
name.com.
legacy, the
Mhm.
Tamron Hall show she was on. Bless her heart. How about that?
Mhm.
I used a service that was provided often at Guadalajara by Jason Pullum,
Oh,
because he taught me a few things about how to name a baby.
There is a way to do it.
He said, always be careful. Think about everything that the name can rhyme with.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Good point.
It's like, Pete, I smell your feet. I'm just trying to.
That was
So-
excellent.
so-
yeah.
Mary, quite contrary.
Mhm. So everything that, it can-
Rufus, such a doofus.
there you go.
You
Right.
can't name him Rufus.
So you got to be careful with what it rhymes with, or
You got to look at the initials and see if they come up
Initials,
with anything weird.
right.
Well, everyone has to have their monogram on their car now, Tim. You just can't have them riding around with
Yeah.
a dumb monogram.
That's right.
And then you got to make fun of it like your 8th grade self. That's the other side.
So
of it.
Like if your name was David Ulysses Hart, that would be a problem because your initials are duh. There you go.
I was all for that name until
Yeah.
I still like it.
That was a cool name until
Yeah.
So here's a little glimpse into how her services work. Someone named Adrian Holland, a luxury real estate agent from Fort Worth, Texas, had just given birth to her daughter. I think I'm pronouncing this right. Mara, Mara, when she FaceTimed Humphrey last year in a panic. Though Mara was happy and healthy despite arriving 3 weeks early, Holland couldn't get released from the hospital until she filled out the birth certificate. The problem? She and her husband, Bowie,
Okay.
couldn't decide on Mara's middle name. Bowie insisted on his grandmother's name, Priscilla, which Holland abhorred. The more time passed without a solution, the more Holland feared becoming another baby naming horror story. So more than a week passed without them being allowed to leave the hospital. Can you imagine?
Over the name?
Yeah, over the name because they couldn't fill out the birth certificate. With insurance refusing to cover the extended stay, Holland said the couple's medical bills totaled more than $300,000.
So that couple paid $330,000.
So for
Yeah.
10% of that, they could get out of the hospital.
Yeah. Fortunately, Holland and Humphrey, who tinkered with variants of Priscilla until she uncovered a middle name the couple could agree on, Lily. Where do you get Lily out of Priscilla?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you
Lilla?
just name her Scylla?
It sounded, yeah, that'd be great.
Are you there, Siller?
Give me another nanner sandwich. What?
So
It sounded like they needed a marriage counselor, not a baby namer.
So later on down in here, Humphrey says that she sometimes feels more like a counselor than anything else. Because
But she's not.
But she's not. She's not a therapist. She's a baby naming consultant.
An uneducated baby naming.
I do like the
consultant.
idea of her full service baby naming concierge. Perhaps you'd like to meet face to face or throw a special baby name reveal party. Maybe you're a blogger or influencer who needs help with baby name branding. Maybe you'd like to have a genealogist compose a list of names from the deep recesses of your family tree, or hire a think tank to discuss your top list of baby names. Whatever your needs are, we have you covered. This is a luxury all-inclusive package that is limited only by your own imagination.
And wallet.
That's so
Or
And-
wisdom.
That may be the stupidest thing
to
we've talked
set
about.
That
money
is
on
really
fire.
up there, Jason.
So I found a quote on an article on she made it all the way to the New York Post. This one says, a quote from her: "Sometimes I get calls from clients that are so urgent that I need to drop everything and help them right away."
Yep.
You're not delivering the baby.
Man.
It's ridiculous. What, you know what it is? It's not ridiculous. I just hate I didn't come up with it and market and sell it.
I wonder if she's worried about AI. Because I'm sure people are punching things into Chat GPT, asking.
She does have a name aesthetics package. So I don't know. Maybe she has, some rhyming capability that Chat GPT wouldn't have. Maybe.
So a name aesthetics would just mean it sounds pleasant to the ear when you say it.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Through visual boards,
Patrick
descriptive
Birch.
language,
Beautiful.
and curated categories, I help you uncover the underlying threads that connect your favorite names, not just in sound or meaning, but in feeling.
Oh,
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But I think I can turn this into, I'm going to start a service helping people come up with the perfect name for their pets. Because if there's only one thing that people will spend more money on than their children, it's their pets.
Now you're on to something. And pets only live just a few years.
Yeah, you got to name
you
them a
got
lot.
turnover.
Yeah, I like it.
You get some happy clients, you can milk them.
You could also go with a
6 times at least.
lifetime service. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign up for lifetime
I'll
service.
do one name for
Subscription.
30,000, or I'll do all your pets for life for a cool 120.
What I want is a
lifetime package.
What I want is a subscription service so that they have to sign up and I just hit their bank account every month.
That's where it's at right there.
Because they'll forget. It's like a gym membership. You forget about it and then you're donating.
It's
Even
like they
better-
lease the name from you.
You can have them sign up for the service and not tell them it's a subscription.
Ooh.
And then they just find out 5 months later they've been paying you $30 a month.
And then when they call customer service, you just hold it up to the TV with a bunch of background noise and you hear like that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
our
like it.
connection is bad. All right.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
my fun for tonight.
I think that is the most ridiculous story we've talked about on the podcast
It is.
today.
I got a
30 grand
little
per name.
silly something here for you guys.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, you
Silly.
silly little
bring
little
it on
flippers,
there,
mate.
Brother Drew.
Firefighters accused of flooding Maryland baseball field in ongoing beef with team.
Oh
no.
Not
Two
the
firefighters. Now this, I like this story because I used to be a young man who made, thought I had a clever idea, and it turns out not to be so clever. I think it's good to keep dangerous things away from the reach of men in their early 20s. And here's why. Two firefighters who allegedly...
Where is this going?
I want to know the story from your childhood. That
I'll tell that.
okay.
Two firefighters who allegedly flooded a Maryland baseball field over a spat involving batted balls striking parked cars have been criminally charged. Montgomery County Fire Captain Christopher Riley and firefighter Alan Barnes each face 3 misdemeanor charges, 2 of malicious destruction of property and 1 of disorderly conduct. They're accused of intentionally flooding the baseball diamond, at Montgomery Blair High School. Their fire station sits just beyond the left field wall. The fire rescue service takes this matter very seriously, a spokesman said. Both defendants have been removed from duties. Video from the Montgomery County Fire Department showed Barnes moving a fire truck to the rear of the station and Riley appearing to aim the pressurized hose toward the field from atop the truck. Onlookers captured video of a towering stream of water cascading onto the field. The water came pouring onto the field, prompting Richard O'Connor. So, Tim, your brother-in-law was involved in this.
Richard, how about
General
that?
manager of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, on the side.
And Brock Hunter, the manager, to confront Riley. The Waterworks forced the cancellation of the night's Cal Ripken Senior Collegiate Baseball League game between the Thunderbolts and the Metro SoCo Braves. He said, "I wanted to get your attention," O'Connor said in the complaint. "This act of vandalism was deliberate and caused great harm to our team." So let's get down to why this happened. Riley told police officers that he released the water for about 1 minute, according to the complaint. In the initial report, he said his actions were driven by frustration due to repeated incidents involving baseballs striking personal vehicles, the fire station, and department equipment. Barnes moved a fire truck in position for the flooding, but didn't touch the spigot, said his defense attorney. He didn't do anything wrong. It was just the captain who acted out of excessively did the act of excessively watering the outfield.
You said it was on for 1 minute, and that flooded a baseball field.
Said.
Oh, okay.
The flooding was prompted by a long-running dispute with baseball players who've allegedly been hitting balls into station property.
Is this like a Sandlot situation?
Who was there
station's
first?
Right behind, and
Yeah, the station's right behind the baseball.
So wait a minute. You're punishing a kid for hitting a home run?
I think
That's what it sounds like. They broke
That's
windows.
unfair.
Fire department probably hands out the participation trophies.
There were cars that were dented, windows broken, fire trucks hit.
Who was there first? Was it the baseball field or the fire department?
Good question.
Yeah,
I don't know. I need to know the
Good
answer to that
question.
one. Yeah.
The defense attorney, this is great. The defense attorney said he believes both men should be able to beat the property destruction charges, saying the outfield suffered no damage and might have benefited from the watering in a time of drought. Oh, that's just like a lawyer. Hey, we're going to beat this, and here's my strategy. Drought. Stay with me. You were just trying to help, right?
That outfield's looking a little brown.
That's called the
Needed some
Captain
help.
Planet defense. I'm here to make things greener.
That's right.
So you asked a question. Here we go. A fire truck's water output can range significantly, but most fire engines have pumps capable of flowing between 1 to 2,000 gallons per minute.
Okay.
So that's
2,000
that's
gallons
a
of
lot
water.
of water.
Yeah. So
I wonder what the taxpayers think about the water bill they have to pay because these guys had a beef with the baseball team.
Here's a video of it.
Oh, we can see the actual.
Yeah. They're actually
okay.
spraying it.
What?
It looks like it's during a practice or something.
Yeah.
But
It's
It
coming
does-
from a long way
I
away.
shut down
isn't
the
it?
baseball
I
tournament.
just don't
though.
feel like I would call
That's a
that
lot of water
flooding.
coming. Oh, well, he's not done yet.
Yeah. I guess he's still running. What? I mean, this is pretty clear evidence. I guess you
It's-
can't see
yeah.
this fire truck behind the.
It's obvious to me that they did get the fire out, though.
Yeah, the fire was
Yes.
definitely out.
So it looks like the fire station, I assume, is out there in left field. Somebody's poking that ball, right? Pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't see where the cars were or where the fire truck was.
How
Looks
about
like
this? Move the cars.
Right. You're by a baseball field.
It's game
like
night.
people that live on a golf course complaining about their windows getting broken. Well,
Shouldn't have got a house on a golf course
look around.
because there are people
Kid.
like us in this room that cannot hit a golf ball straight. Well done, Tim. Well done.
I think when young men are around dangerous things, they make dumb decisions.
So, Drew, what was your story?
So, my first week as a youth minister at camp, I went to a camp where pranks were a big part of camp, and the director did not control this problem. He actually kind of encouraged it. And so every night I'd wake up to little kids trying to paint my fingernails.
Oh,
And I was uncomfortable.
What kind
anyway.
of camp was this, Drew?
It was a Christian camp. I know.
Why did the kids have
I
fingernail
didn't like
polish?
it.
So they could paint Drew's
They
nails.
brought it prepared to paint people's fingernails in their sleep. So you wake up and you have this problem.
I guess this is the new version of putting it in some lukewarm water. So
Yes.
you,
yeah.
you
I mean, a Sharpie mustache
tinkle your
is so much
pants.
quicker.
yeah.
Well, I kept waking up until I couldn't stay awake anymore. I'd had several sleepless nights, and I woke up one morning with bright red fingernails. And so I thought I was a little mad, vindictive. I thought it would be funny. And I took a fire extinguisher off the wall and unloaded it on all the kids in their sleep.
Oh no. Oh no.
Now, was
And-
this a dry fire extinguisher, dry chemical fire extinguisher?
Yes, it was dry and it was chemicals. And I'm pretty sure it's not very healthy.
But they weren't on fire.
I got in trouble.
Put them out.
I got in trouble.
You should have.
And, it was after I'd
I hope
done
they
it,
gave
I
you
thought,
counselor of the week.
I think you should have been celebrated.
well, I didn't know. I never fired off a fire extinguisher. I didn't know how white and chemical that powder
Did
looked.
it feel good while you were doing it, though?
Yeah, it did. But right after the extinguisher was empty, I realized I'm going to get in trouble for this. There's no way to hide who did this. I've got red fingernails and I look ridiculous.
And I can't
like the-
spray it back on my bed, too, right?
The fire truck
That-
of fingernails.
That you'd have thought to spray some on your bed and then get back in the bed.
And there's
Ooh.
powder everywhere, and those poor kids are waking up coughing.
Yeah, they
Little
were-
Timmy's having an asthma
They were
attack
having
over
some
there in the corner.
respiratory problems.
Yeah.
4 of the kids are no longer with us.
Yeah.
Just to make you feel better so you can sleep better at night.
Seems they developed
Okay, you've lost-
mesothelioma.
I'm sure you've lost several nights of sleep over this.
Yeah.
The powder is generally considered non-toxic and the particles are too large to cause lung scarring. So as long as you don't have repeated prolonged exposure, yeah,
We're safe.
Off the hook after
Oh.
all these years.
you taught them a lesson.
If you discharge one of those dry fire extinguishers inside of a car while going down the road, it also
Oh, I
is
feel like there's a story
very
here.
non-safe place to do that.
And you know this because
Because in college, when you're in your 20s, you do some
you shouldn't be
stupid
around
things. You
equipment
do
of
stupid things.
any
You
kind.
discharge it inside.
I was a
Did you
passenger
shoot
in the
it
car. I did
outside,
not
or-
discharge it. I might have been a instigator to get someone
yeah,
to
those
discharge
are
it.
the worst. Those
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
that prey on the weak.
Yeah, that was my job.
Do
Was
it.
always getting
Do
anything. Yeah.
Dude,
That is what I've known you
pull that
it'll
20
be
out
funny.
and
You'll be the
squeeze it.
funniest guy here.
I've known you 25 years. I've never heard that story. That is a great
That's what
story.
this podcast does.
Oh, that is a
it
wonderful
brings
story.
out all these old stories.
Wouldn't you love to see angry Drew when he woke up and his fingernails were painted? Oh, I bet you were
Oh,
mad.
yeah. Everybody loved to see that.
As they were going,
I've learned that you just laugh at yourself. But at the time, I took it a little too seriously.
oh, I'd have been mad. I'm right there with you.
Did being the
But did they die? That's the question.
No.
being the
they're fine.
father of a
They were
girl,
fine.
did you ever have to have finger or toenails painted in her
No.
toddler or slightly later years?
No, she didn't do that.
Mm.
Patrick?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would have
I-
allowed Ava
I-
to paint my
I
fingernails.
limited Kinley, Belle not so much, but I limited Kinley to my toes because that way I didn't have to like go to work or anywhere with what I couldn't get off, But yeah, she really enjoyed that for some reason.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's a great story.
All right. We're going to entitle the first part of this segment tonight, Chronicles of a Bigun. All right.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Texas last week. And
Did you
Everything's
see the,
big in Texas.
Did you see the Alamo?
I did not see the Alamo. I was in Dallas, not in San Antonio. But
Your loss.
I've heard there's no basement.
No.
All right, so flew Southwest to Dallas and back to Love Field. which I'm told is much easier to get in and out of.
than
DFW,
DFW,
is.
absolutely.
So everybody else on the team flew into DFW, and but they were coming from non-Southwest places or whatever. So flew from Birmingham to Dallas. So Southwest has been doing some commercials that they're doing the assignment of seats, but that has not happened yet. And so it's still, basically go find your seat still is the mode of operation. But you do the thing where you can check in 24 hours ahead and you get one of those spot assignments to be able to get in line.
Like a section that
Right.
you're going to get in line with.
And so I had to go super early on Monday morning. So I got up early on Sunday morning and got my reservation, and I was in like let's say A50, something around A50. So I Googled it to see, is A50 a pretty good spot?
You're the 50th person on the plane.
For 50th person on the plane, there's a A, B, and C section. And so I'm in pretty good shape, right?
Yeah.
And so, it said you're good because there's another part of this whole process where when you check in and you get a spot, they give you a chance to buy your way up the list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for on the way, it was like for $80, I could be A15 or something. Well, I wasn't going to do that because I like money. I don't love money, but I like it.
Right.
Just like having it.
I like it.
You can love it.
The of money is the root of some kinds of evil.
That's right. Yeah. And so I like not giving it to people to move up in a line. I mean,
depends on how bad the line is.
Yeah. So on the way, because let me just preface all of this by saying that when you're a larger man, you start sweating a long time before plane flights begin.
Hypothetically.
About just I worry about a full row.
Oh, I thought you meant literally sweating.
I break into a cold sweat and start twitching about the idea of sitting in a middle seat on a row.
Yeah.
And so great news on the way to Dallas. Now, the flight left at 5:35, so I had to get up the night before to go to the airport. But they said flight's about, they may have said half full.
Yep.
So I had my own row.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Did you lay down?
I thought, no, I didn't have to because it was 5:35 in the morning. I just conked. And then it was like, now we're landing. The drink cart lady came by at some point, have no idea when she came by. So great flight. On the way back, on Wednesday night, we were coming back to the hotel, and my flight leaves Thursday at like 9 p.m. So I remember coming back to the hotel room, and I was getting off, the elevator with my friends, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go in here and check in 30 minutes. And so I went inside, sat down, watched some TV.
Yep.
Packed my stuff up, forgot about it, went to bed, woke up at about 2:00 in the morning and went, oh no, I didn't check in.
Yep.
Oh, Tim.
So
see what?
I opened it up. C45.
Oh, you're in
and
the
it
back
only
of the
goes
bus.
to like C50.
Yeah.
I mean, you're done.
Yeah, I am
You
toast.
are the last person on this plane.
But
So
there's a but, right?
You can buy your way up.
You can buy your way up. It said like to get to A, $170.
No.
I'd been pilling up the
Worth
Benjis.
it. Yeah.
Worth it. Counting them out. One.
I don't know how much
Did-
a name is worth, but I know how much a seat on a plane is.
Did I
Yeah.
mention that I like money and I don't like to give people money to move up in line? Well, I didn't. But
you will from now on?
in a definite stroke of God's providential care, I was at work the next day, and it's the afternoon, and one of the guys, there was a guy who really, my flight didn't leave till 9, but I was just worn out. Trip was over. It's time to go to the airport or whatever. And he said, hey, I'll take you somewhere to eat or whatever. And I was like, I really appreciate it, but I think I'm just going to go crash at the airport. And he said, are you a A-list member with Southwest? And I'm like, no. And he said, we can sign up for that for free through AT&T for a year. And I was like, no. And he said, let me send you this link. So he sends me this link. And so I sign up for A-list, which means, and so I get to the airport, I'm not sure what all this means or whatever. So I watch the flight before my flight leaves to figure out what the A-list is. So they load the A's, and then right behind that, they say any A-list members that didn't have an A boarding can board now. So it got me from C-45 to the A's.
A-52.
Now here is where I'd like to share the strategies of a Bigun.
Okay.
Because I decided, here's what I'm going to do. Because this flight was full.
Yep.
And they said, this flight is full. So I said, I thought, I'm going to go down the row, and I'm going to look for the first place I see a relatively good-sized human being sitting next to the window, and he and I are about to become buddies. So I found a big guy. I mean, he wasn't huge or whatever, but he was full-grown man. And so he's sitting next to the window, and I'm telling you, we couldn't have fit a Kenyan marathoner between us, right? I mean, and so I sit there, I swing that arm up next to me or whatever. And,
are these
and I'm
two seats?
So
there's no middle seat.
I'm on the inside. He's by the window. I'm on the inside.
And there's a middle seat.
There's some part of a middle seat right there.
Okay.
That's the part that a Kenyan marathoner would not have sat in. Right. And so I thought, listen, if
flight's full,
if this thing's going to be full, here's the last spot that's going to be taken.
Yep.
So let's see if it's full. Hey, there's different definitions of full, right?
Well, also someone could just not show up.
Right. What are they going to say if there's one seat left on the plane?
Or somebody
They're going to be
walk
telling
onto
everybody.
the plane and
they're going to tell everybody, don't pass a seat by.
Right.
The flight is full.
Yeah.
Well, there was at least one seat open on that plane because I sit there and
poor guy chose to sit on the lavatory all the way back.
I just sit there smiling at everybody as they came by or whatever. And I'd have been glad to stand up if they wanted to come in and get a little of this action right here.
Did you at least have a bag of popcorn too, where you could like have crumbs?
And so there was at least one spot open on that plane.
Oh, that was well played, sir. I like your strategy. That was good strategy.
I was so proud of that strategy.
Because you know what would have happened if you would have been C-50 getting on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been in that middle seat.
I'd have been in that seat right there between two swarthy guys.
And when you got on the plane, no one would have made eye contact with you. Everybody would have been looking down at the ground.
And I'd have had to fight to find the seat belts, and I've been stretching and pulling.
You think your buddy knew what was going on?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Well, by the time it started off, I turned and I said, yes, it's just us.
Did he wink at you?
He was not as happy as I was, but listen, it was my strategy. I did it for him. Yeah. He should have been kissing my feet.
Yeah.
Because, I got him a nice trip home.
So
that's well played, sir.
I had the opposite of this happen to me. I'm coming home late one night from Las Vegas, and we get, same thing. They're announcing, hey, this flight there's like 15 of you on this flight. It is the emptiest airplane I have literally ever been on my entire life. And I'm like, all right, because now I'm going to get a row.
Yeah.
And they're announcing like everybody pick a row. Maybe it was a little more than 15, but I mean, it was
low number.
It was basically enough that everyone could have had their own row. So I get on and I'm in, I don't know, row 3, and I like windows. So I go and sit next to the window. This lady gets on, a few people behind me, sits in the aisle. And I'm like, okay, no big deal, because we got this middle seat.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady was not unattractive. So the last guy that gets on the plane.
Oh, no.
The last guy that walks on this plane.
We'll call him Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy stops at our row, 3rd row on the plane. And there's like, I don't know, 20 rows open. Empty. He stops and he says, is anybody sitting there? And she's got headphones on and she's looking down. She doesn't see him, but I look up at him and I look at him and I turn around in my seat and I look behind me And I'm like, are you sure you don't want to sit in a row by yourself? And he goes, no, I think I'd like to sit here. And
That's when I'd have just unbuckled my
Well,
seatbelt and I'd have got up.
so
and
I'm
moved.
like, yeah, I guess you can sit there. And I'm like, but I want to get out if you're going to sit there because there's 20 rows behind us. You can literally lay down on this 4.5 whatever flight. I ended up moving back because I'm like,
That's what I would have done.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
what a
Hey,
creep.
good move.
Yeah.
Good move, at least to get up and get out of there.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And
what a,
that was,
So do you
should
think
have
beautiful
shivved it.
women go through this on flights all the time?
I think that
I
guy
think so.
objectified that woman and was like, I'm going to sit next to a
As
pretty
a
lady.
beautiful man, it never happens to me.
It does not. It does not.
You should have shivved him as you walked by, though.
I should have done something. I should have made a scene and had the whole plane, whole flight canceled or
From
something.
now on, you should grind a toothbrush down. Make a nice point. Take him out as you walk by.
All right, I've got one other thing that I want to do real quick, and this is, very often we talk about Gen Z terms on passages, and a couple of our young people here at Asheville Road have given me a list. So from Catherine and Maddie Gospoderic.
And we love our young people here.
Yeah, it's
that's just
she
great.
handed it to me a couple of Sunday mornings ago, and she says, "This is for passages." And so
We don't want to be your
Catherine,
youth minister,
Maddie,
but we do love you.
we really appreciate this, and it says for passages, please put on the podcast. So I mean,
wish they
absolutely,
were
we
here
have
to
do
read
this.
the words for us.
Absolutely. So I think there's some new ones on here. And then some that we have to, that we've probably done sometime before. Clock it is the first one.
Like it.
All right.
Yeah.
So clock it is doing good to notice or recognize something that's even obvious. Clock it.
Tim, you're clocking this segment.
All right.
Clock it.
Let's keep it moving. Cooked, right?
That can mean a lot of things.
Means a lot of things. The two that they gave me are your toast,
Mhm.
right?
Like your goose is
you're
cooked.
done, right?
Mhm.
Or something's ruined is
Yeah.
cooked.
Is this in opposition to let him cook? Have you ever
I
heard
think
that
it
one?
is, right? Because they also said, now, not the same. These are very different. Cooking.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
cooking means excelling at something or being skillful at something.
Which is what this podcast is
Yeah,
doing
it is
right now.
We're cooking.
Or it means you're the guy that buys all the Sudafed and you work for these really scandalous people
That's-
doing chemistry experiments.
Jason,
Chemistry.
the girls are listening right now.
Sorry.
Never mind, girls.
Never mind.
All right.
I moved to strike.
The next one is I'm dead. I see that on social
Oh.
media some, right? You see I'm dead.
Is it spelled like DEAD
Yeah.
or is it spelled DED?
DEAD.
Okay.
So I'm dead. Meaning something funny or super hilarious. I'm dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
like that
You-
kills
That killed
me.
me.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
That one
Mhm.
makes
Right
sense.
here.
Yeah.
Killing me,
Um,
Smalls.
The skull emoji. So not a word, but an actually emoji. Something extremely funny or a reaction of embarrassment.
Oh, I thought it meant poison.
I
Like,
thought so
is
too.
it like I'm dead?
I think it's got to
Is
have
it
the cross.
Is it the
bones
emoji
to mean
form of I'm
poison.
dead?
Maybe it is.
Yeah, if it's just
Something
the skull.
extremely funny or a reaction of embarrassment. Both are the skull emoji.
So if I see a bottle with a skull on it, drink it. It'll be really funny.
Really funny.
But if
Ooh.
it's got a skull and crossbones, probably should avoid it.
Oh, so maybe there's a difference between the skull and the cross.
I'm sure
Okay.
it's
Well,
significant.
obviously.
Goat. We know what that
Yeah.
one means, right?
Tom
Greatest
Brady.
of all time.
Greatest of all time.
You
right?
hear that? Hear that, Nathan? Tom Brady, GOAT.
Michael Jordan.
Nick Saban.
Passages. Oh, wait.
There you go.
Now we're getting carried away.
Boy, there's your old Mount Rushmore right there. Crashing out.
Is
So-
that like you're just tired?
A meltdown or being mad or angry, crashing out.
Hmm.
Huzz.
Tim, hold on. Tim
Okay.
was crashing out at 2 a.m. when he thought he was going to be the 145th
Oh,
person on
yeah.
that plane.
I'm telling you, that hurt.
Yeah.
When I saw C-45 come
Yep.
up,
Yep.
in my head, I heard wonk, wonk, wonk. Crashing out. Huzz. means a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a crush. I guess short for husband, but huz can be of either gender.
Never heard of that one.
Locking in.
Yep.
So determination.
Very coach speak right there.
Achieves.
Lock in, boys. Lock in.
Let's
Pay
lock in.
attention. Focus.
Let's lock in, boys.
If you'd stop headbutting the microphone, it would help.
Let's lock in, boys. It's the Battle of the Bridge. It's halftime. We're only down 72-0.
Yeah.
We've still got a chance.
This is where you show them your character.
That's right. Show them what you're made of. We may lose a game, but let's win the fight. All right, here we go. Next is the beige flag.
Yep.
Just a flag, or is it the word beige flag?
This is in between the green and the red flags.
A habit that isn't bad or good.
Yeah.
I
Beige
thought that's
flag.
what we called Jason when he changed it to YMCA. I've never seen a human being move that fast in all my
That would
life.
be the beige flash. Yeah. Well, guys, y'all kept staring at me. It got weird.
Oh, quit pointing. The green flag is positive or a good trait or healthy behavior.
Mhm.
Red flag is a warning sign or bad behavior. Bet.
We did
Oh,
that one
yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
That's like
This
prove
is
it.
like an agreement.
Oh, no.
Bet.
I didn't.
Oh, like
But bet means just like
let's go to Bucky's after this.
Bet.
So that's where their agreement. I mean, it's a confirmation or something.
Often preceded by I eat. I eat bet.
I eat.
I
Bet.
eat bet.
All right.
I eat.
All right.
Like I eat.
The next
It's
two are
it's a shortened form of all right. I
I
eat bet.
Yeah.
I did it perfectly, didn't I, girls?
I'm so uncomfortable.
cap and no cap.
Yeah.
is
Oh, we
next,
talked
right?
about that before.
Right.
I can't remember what it means.
Exaggeration.
So
No exaggeration.
yeah, this says truthfulness is no cap and cap
Mhm.
is lying. But
Okay.
is cap exaggeration?
Yeah. To the point of lying.
All right.
Mm.
Delulu.
Ooh. I don't know
The
that.
word is DELULY.
Dooley. Isn't that a bluegrass
Spell
song?
again.
Dooley.
Make a holler, trying to make a dollar.
Oh, Paul, that one makes me cry.
Spell that again.
DELULY. Delulu.
I'll pay you back someday.
I know what a galooly is. That's when you
That's
take a wand and hit somebody in the knee.
Right in the back of the knee. Yeah.
Is it LY or LU?
It could be LU.
Okay. All right.
Girls, if y'all could work on your handwriting.
that would be. Oh, well, their handwriting's beautiful, but it's got a little bit of a tail on it.
Oh, it
so
does.
I-
All right.
tell.
All right.
but I think Patrick's
Deluge?
right that it is Delulu.
Delulu. Delulu is that restaurant down there in
let's
Gulf
see how
Shores.
close they are. Hit us
They
with
said optimistic or fantasy.
according to a quick Google, Delulu is a slang term used to describe the belief that one can influence one's own destiny through sheer willpower.
So
That's manifestation.
Yeah.
That's delusional.
manifest it.
Maybe that's where it comes from.
It's Delulu. It's delusional.
All right.
Yeah, derived
Uh-huh.
from the English word delusional.
Nice,
Got-
Jason.
Got just a few more here. Ick.
I know what that
What you
means.
sort of
Yep.
guessed, right? A feeling of
That's
disgust.
Anytime you pick up something
Ick.
and it's sticky, it's like ick.
right.
Mhm.
Go through a spider web. Ick.
That's ugh.
Yeah. The spider gives you the ick.
It's giving.
It's giving.
Those are the words. It's giving.
What's giving?
Says that it's a mood or a feeling. It's giving.
Yeah.
Right.
Used to describe a vibe or energy of something by comparing it to a characteristic, a familiar thing, or an impression.
Okay.
It originates from ballroom culture.
Reminds me of a joke
Really?
that's probably not appropriate for the air.
Is there still a ballroom culture? Or is this
here's
traced back to the 1600s?
here's how to use it. If someone posts a picture of a stunning outfit, you could say that dress is giving luxury.
Oh, okay.
So it's
So
giving
you don't say
and then
it's.
Yeah.
You say fill in the blank giving.
Yeah. To describe a mood at a party, you might say, this whole atmosphere is giving fairy tale.
so it's giving with an ellipsis afterwards because there's a
Yeah.
There's a term
Yeah.
that has to follow it.
If a space feels chaotic, like this room, Mackenzie, you could say this room is giving chaos.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Back to the cook idea. Let him cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
Right. So
Heard that before.
someone doing something good, or
Like when I'm
excellent.
preaching.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
everybody's thinking.
Let him cook.
Let him
Yeah,
cook.
we let you cook every Sunday.
What if we didn't say
Let him
amen and we said let him cook?
I like it.
cook it,
yeah.
Drew?
Perfect.
Cook.
Let him cook.
Cook.
Fire up the grill.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Variations on it.
Oh, Drew's
That seems
cooking.
totally
Bring
appropriate.
it on home.
it
Let
is,
him
yeah.
cook.
That someone was flame broiled.
Mid, right? That's
Yeah.
a fairly average, rather good or bad, middle.
Hmm.
Situationship.
Yep.
I've heard that one.
Have you? A non-committed relationship. Sort of a situation.
Yeah, it's a situationship. We're in a situation.
Okay. A W, right? I mean, that one even sticks with me for a win.
Like a win, yeah.
Right? Got a W. FR is short. Shorthand for real.
For real.
FR.
Never heard that.
I see that in texting
Yeah.
a lot.
Gotcha.
Oh, the texting short abbreviated stuff's got to stop.
It's not going to.
It's awful.
The last two, cringe, right?
Mhm.
So embarrassing or awkward.
That was the guy that sat next to the attractive woman on Patrick's
yeah,
flight.
that was
Very.
cringe.
That was so cringe.
Or
So
what
cringe.
every young person hearing us talk about this is thinking.
It's
right.
That's cringe.
I don't know. We've got some very,
Well, yeah.
some very
Right.
passionate.
And
passengers.
the last of a great list that we really appreciate being submitted by the Gospoderic girls, dupe. So popular products that closely match,
Yeah.
but not the same brand.
Timu.
Yeah.
Timu's a dupe.
I've heard this a lot. Lululemon leggings are supposed to be really comfortable, but they're also very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Costco has made a dupe that is basically the same thing for a Costco price.
It's like knockoff.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
duplicate.
I hear off brand
Yeah.
sometimes.
Mm.
Or there's another one that I can't remember right now.
So like when I have some great value stuff at the house,
Yeah.
that's a dupe.
Yeah. Great value is straight up a dupe.
Straight up dupe.
It's a generic.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
It'd
I
be
guess
a
it
generic,
could be.
yeah.
I mean, unless a luxury brand copied a luxury brand.
All right. So little Gen Z.
Thank you,
Thanks,
girls.
girls. We
Um,
appreciate that.
So thanks to the girls for that. All right.
So
That was really cool. No cap.
they really cooked that.
Yeah.
All right. So
Thanks, chat.
last week we tried to introduce something and I ended up editing it out because I felt like I didn't do a great job of
I noticed that when I
of
listened
introducing a good friend of mine. So as passengers know that are not named Nathan, who've never listened before, we play some music between our segments. And typically, actually always, it has been Terraform.
Oh,
I said it wrong, Terraplane. See? I did this last week. Terraplane. It is. I don't know why I have that stuck in my head. Terraform for some reason.
too many sci-fi movies.
Terraform
I'm sorry, Drew. It's not because I think any less of it.
Well, Terraform is a dupe of Terraplane.
It could be.
Yeah.
So Terraplane has been our musical host this whole time. Our intro music that very much defines passages. A little ditty called "Cantankerous Woman."
That's
And
our
then-
that's our theme song.
That's our theme song.
Mhm.
And so in between segments, we've played Terraplane for this is episode 88, I think,
Mhm.
for 88 episodes now. So I have a good friend at work. His name's Daniel Neely, who's part of a band called the Marshutes. I'm going to spell it real quick just so you can look it up. It's Marshutes. And he and some friends of his, Josh, Sam, and Noah, are in this band, and they've been putting out some tracks. And he's one of the most talented. Daniel's one of the most talented guys I know, and I get the pleasure of working with him. So I asked him. I've been to a few of his shows. They've done a couple shows in town, and I asked him if he would mind if we used some of their stuff for bumper music. So we're going to mix it in with Terraplane, and over the next several episodes and play some of their music. One fun fact, Josh, who is the opposite vocal from Daniel, got a golden ticket on American Idol. And
Cool.
so I think they're super talented and I enjoy their sound. So we'll play a little bit of a couple of their songs. And
Also, you can hear them on Spotify or Apple Music.
Anywhere you get your music, you can listen to them. They've got a few singles and an album out, and I don't know. I really like their sound. So I don't know what I'm going to play when I edit this, but here's the Marshutes.
My mind hasn't been the same, a little unsettled, in and out of focus, in and out of focus. Swearing on another grave, I'm gonna do better. Going through the motions, going through the motions. This time, holding it together feels right. I need a chance to breathe. Staring at the longing in the mirror. Calm down, never meant to be a dropout. Am I the least of these? Searching for an honest hallelujah.
Welcome back, passengers. We actually are really excited about a new segment
I'm so excited.
we're gonna throw out here. A few episodes ago, we had a really, really good segment where Drew dissected the term Israel as it was used or misused by people and explained how I think it was it Tucker Carlson and an interview with
Ted Cruz.
and Ted Cruz. Yeah. And I think we got a lot of good feedback on that of explaining what they were talking about and what was meant by, like, I think Tucker Carlson had it right and Ted Cruz was a little off on what it was, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So instead of a bad preacher tonight, we wanted to introduce this new segment that we're going to call
Say what?
I love it.
So tonight is, I guess you could classify this person as a preacher since they are putting this out on Instagram and
Talking about the Bible.
And talking like it's the truth.
Oh, okay.
But I think, as we'll see, they
Comes
are
across a little smug.
I don't even know if he earns bad preacher.
Sure.
He's more say what.
I think he's sitting on his what? I think this guy's sitting on his front porch talking to the camera. He's not talking to anybody except then later his social media audience. So I'll play the clip here, and then we'll get into a little discussion about what is wrong with it.
Why did you say that women can't be pastors? What? I never said that. Really? Because in
I think I should explain. You can't see the captions on it. So he's playing two sides of this. He's playing a character on one side and another on the other. So it's just someone asking the air quote character Apostle Paul, why did you say women can't be pastors? And then he says, well, I didn't say that. And then it goes back. So you're going to hear some back and forth, but it's him talking to himself, but it's really the gist is he's talking to Paul.
Yeah.
Timothy 2, you wrote that you don't allow a woman to teach or have authority over a man. Did you forget that you wrote that? That sounds like a ban. Only if you ignore the context. That letter was to Timothy about a crisis in Ephesus. Some wealthy women new to the faith were spreading false teaching. I told Timothy, don't let them teach until they've actually learned. That was a correction, not a permanent rule. Okay, but churches today teach it like it's absolute. Yeah, that's a problem. I constantly celebrated women leading. Phoebe delivered my letter to Rome and explained it. Priscilla corrected a famous preacher. Junia was called an apostle. And in Corinth, women prayed and prophesied during worship. And those aren't sideline roles. Those are leadership roles. Okay, so you're saying the ban was situational. Right, that's a perfect way to put it, because the Spirit gives gifts to both men and women. To silence half a church is to silence the voice of God through them. So then I guess the real question is, why aren't we reading the context and still banning this? Exactly. So Paul.
Exactly.
So I think now is the appropriate time to
Say what?
I just wanted to play it again.
I love that sound bite.
That guy talks fast. That's the first thing that I'll say.
He's got to fit into the Instagram time limit.
Am I imagining this? I want to start here. Am I imagining this, or did he impugn the motives of people who believe in male spiritual leadership? There was a point in it where he
said that it would silence. Why are you wanting to silence half the congregation?
Yeah, right. That's what he said.
Because one side of him asked, why do people treat this as a rule? Mm-hmm. And is that how he answered it? Wanting to silence half? I don't remember. I feel like he's attacking people who teach the male spiritual leadership principle. And I want to start there because I run into this all the time. It's an ad hominem argument. You don't like women. You want to oppress women. That's why you won't let them be elders or preachers or, as he says, pastors. And maybe there's some people out there like that. That's certainly not why we practice male spiritual leadership here. I mean, we're trying to follow biblical authority. And I take offense at people who impugn the motives of people who are trying to teach the Bible and just live by faith instead of what they think, which this guy, as it turns out, is just going by what he thinks and what's popular in the world today. And sometimes the Bible is hard to follow. Sometimes you don't understand why God wants things a certain way. And I can maybe come up with some reasons. And I used to spend a lot of time doing that, masculine characteristics and feminine character. But it all boils down to God organized his church a certain way. He organized the home a certain way. And if you respect him, you're going to organize accordingly.
There's a little bit
That's what it is.
There's a little bit of because I said so.
There's a lot of that. Yeah. And the question is, do you believe the Bible is God's word or not? And this guy doesn't, and I'll explain why.
So I'll quote the part you were starting to talk about. He says, to silence half a church is to silence the voice of God through them. Talking about
and supposedly that's what we're after.
Right.
What I really want to do is silence the voice of God. That's what I'm after. And I've run into this. I mistakenly engaged a mega church pastor on this issue one time on Twitter. And I said, you're acting like those of us who believe in male spiritual leadership are just wanting to oppress women, when in reality, we're trying to interpret the Bible and apply it in our lives today. And I wish you wouldn't impugn the motives of people who are doing this. And he said, well, of course, I don't think everybody's doing that. Well, no, you acted like that, and now you're backing up on it. So let's walk through this. If I caught it all, I was trying to jot down what he was saying. He starts with 1 Timothy 2. 1 Timothy 2, 11 and 12 says, which he didn't read, Paul says, I do not permit a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man. That's the basic gist of it.
And he made the comment that was in the context of women arguing. Is he talking about like Euodias and Syntyche, or
that was in Philippians?
That's different. Right?
He referred to a crisis in Ephesus, which is not mentioned.
Is he referring back to, though, where it was talking about adorning themselves with respectable apparel, not using braided hair, gold or pearls, or costly attire? Is that what he is getting his idea of these rich or wealthy women from?
He conveniently did not back up his claim that Paul was addressing a specific crisis in Ephesus where wealthy women needed to be corrected. He didn't say what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know of any biblical example that talks about it.
I think he did mention an argument of some sort. I think he was specific about that. I'm just not sure where that argument, where it's where he gets that from.
I think it's important to point out in the context of 1 Timothy 2, to back up this teaching, Paul doesn't refer to the culture they are in or the situational crisis that he's referring to, but he goes all the way back to the Garden of Eden and he says, "For Adam was formed first, then Eve. Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became a transgressor. Yet she will be saved through childbearing if they continue in faith and love and holiness with self-control." I really have more respect for the woke pastors that say they don't like Paul than this guy
That Paul was
changing
yuck.
Paul's words.
Well,
Because at least they're not lying about what Paul said. Paul said some tough things here, but he did not talk about a situational crisis when he's going all the way back to creation for a foundation of his point.
Well, and he is not saying it in the context of women should not be allowed to share the gospel, should not be allowed to talk about God. He is specifically talking about the authority position in the church.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about you can still have a women's ministry. You can still,
Yes.
I would say that probably for all of us, our moms played a really important role in our salvation, talking with us.
Absolutely.
So he's not belittling what women can do as far as sharing the gospel and teaching Bible. He's just saying, when it comes to the authority of the church, this is the order I've set it in.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree that this is culturally more difficult to deal with now than maybe it ever has been in history?
I believe so.
Because of in our culture, and this is not a bad thing, but women can serve in most any role, right? Just had an election where a woman ran for president.
Right.
Women are CEOs. I work all around women and report, the three positions above me are women that lead up to the CEO of AT&T.
And gender roles are frowned on. We're telling people gender is fluid now.
Right.
And that there's no difference between a man and a woman. But even though there's no difference between a man and a woman, we illogically desire to change our gender.
Yeah. But
so, if there's no difference, why would you want to change?
But just
anyway,
in general today, right, we know that, in many roles, women can do things every bit as well as a man. In some situations, they can do things a lot better than a man. And so when you're trying to just explain to someone this thing that is different about the church, it can be difficult just because when you compare it to what a woman can do in other places, it's different. And so, we're not called to explain everything, and we're to follow, God's command.
Who is challenging the face value of Paul's words, he's the one that should explain. And to make up a situational crisis that isn't referred to at all in this letter is not a good explanation.
Yeah. Well, and also there are boards of these huge companies. There are authorities over these secular groups. And there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is where it comes in the Bible is what God said. And if you take God to be God, the creator, and God's word is law, and what God says is important, then you have to say, you have got to read what the Bible says and say, there is a role of authority. Men and women are separated in that in Scripture. You can't read Scripture without seeing that in it. Whereas at these big companies and CEOs and president, there's no rule. God did not say anything about authority in a worldly setting. But in Scripture, when he talks about his church, he's pretty cut and dry, I think.
Let me walk through some of his other arguments. He mentioned a number of examples of women. The first is Phoebe. Phoebe is mentioned at the end of the letter to the Romans, and he says she delivered the letter and explained the letter to the people, saying that she's basically a preacher, and she preached the letter to the Romans to the first audience of that letter. Here's Phoebe's passage, Romans 16, 1 and 2. I commend to you our sister Phoebe, a servant of the church at Cenchrea, that you may welcome her in the Lord in a way worthy of the saints, and help her in whatever she may need from you, for she has been a patron of many and of myself as well. I get from that she was traveling to Rome with this letter, that he trusted her, that she was of the highest estimation among the saints, and that she was wealthy and supported Paul in his ministry. I don't see anything there about her preaching or explaining the letter to the Romans.
Well, and the definition of a patron is somebody who provides financial support.
Right. It's not somebody who explains the letter. So he just made that up. And then he goes to Priscilla.
Or it can even be a regular, like a person that's regularly there and present in a work. Like a patron of a restaurant. You patronize the restaurant.
Yeah,
you show up there.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
I mean, in context, it doesn't make sense what he says there.
No, it doesn't. Let's move on to Priscilla. He claims Priscilla corrected a preacher in his doctrine. I don't think he referred to the preacher. He's talking about Apollos at the end of Acts chapter 18. What he didn't mention is that she did that alongside her husband, Aquila. Priscilla and Aquila. Their names rhyme. It's really easy to remember. He deliberately left out, when somebody deliberately leaves out an important detail like that, you know they're trying to pull one over on you. He knows he's being deceptive at this point. I think it's pretty important that her husband was there with her. And they did this, and this was outside the assembly. And there's nothing, we're not talking about teaching men outside the assembly. That's done all the time. Women are very valuable in that service. We're talking about assembly, church organization, things like that. Then he goes to Junia. She is also in the Romans letter, I believe. And so look that up, Junia. I thought it was at the Romans letter. I could be wrong.
Let me spell it.
He
right?
calls her.
Romans 16:7.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. He calls her an apostle. Okay. So here's how the ESV reads. Greet Andronicus and Junia, my kinsmen and my fellow prisoners. They are well known to the apostles, and they were in Christ before me. We're assuming this is a woman because her name sounds feminine. And you can see the ESV doesn't believe that the term apostle applies to her, but that she was well known to the apostles. There are some translations that say something like she's well known among the apostles.
Yeah, the NIV says they are outstanding among the apostles.
Okay, that still could mean that these two non-apostles are often with the apostles, or the word apostle could be used in its general sense, as it often is, as it is applied to Christ in Hebrews 3, which means someone who is sent out.
So there's a footnote, and I'm only reading the NIV because it's what popped up. There's a footnote on among, outstanding among. It says or are esteemed by.
Yeah. So you're going to build a whole doctrine. You're going to tear down plain passages to do this.
Well, the KJV goes back. It's the same thing. It says who are of note among the apostles.
So most translations, so even if you go with the translation that favors his position the most, it's still, you're trying to figure out, does it mean that they are seen with the apostles a lot, or they are
Part
apostles?
of the group, yeah.
Or the apostles know who they are. They're of note of the.
And how many apostles are we like scratching our heads now? Peter, was he really an apostle, or Paul was? I mean,
isn't there that passage where it actually? Pretty sure, isn't it in Matthew where they name the apostles?
I believe so, Jason. I think maybe in all the gospel accounts, the apostles are listed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Matthias after Judas died, and Paul.
Yeah.
But
if you're not in the song, you're not really an apostle.
well, that's right. And I don't remember Junia in the song.
And poor
Junia.
old Thaddeus didn't get any more airtime after the lot fell to Matthias, right? Wasn't it Thaddeus and Matthias? Am I getting that?
Was it?
No, it's Barabbas. And
No, Barabbas was the guy that went.
Barsabbas.
Anyway. Sorry.
What
Sidebar.
I think you're close, Tim. Barsabbas
was it
or
the
something.
same? Is this Greek? I get lost sometimes in Greek or Hebrew.
This would be Greek.
So is it the same word for apostle
Oh, no.
as
Thaddeus
the
was
apostles?
Yes, but
Okay.
it has a
was an
general
apostle.
sense meaning
Okay.
and is used more often in Greek,
Yeah.
generally speaking, to refer to one
Barsabbas.
sent.
So if I'm reading this right, I think this is a literal translation
Yeah.
of the words?
Yeah, it's an interlinear that you're looking at here. Apostolois, which is plural for apostle, and it means one sent.
Yeah.
So if it applies to her, it could just mean that she was somebody sent out. I don't think it applies to her. I think it means that she was well known to them. Therefore, you should be able to trust
Again, we have
her.
a list. We have a list.
Of-
These
of
are the apostles.
Yes. Yeah, of course. And then let's go to Corinth, because he says something, and now I'm trying to remember what he said. He says something about in Corinth, women were prophesying. He says that, and he's referring to, the irony is he's referring to 1 Corinthians 11, where women are told to wear, first of all, they're told to wear head coverings when they prophesied. I don't hear him fighting for that. And I don't hear any feminists today trying to advocate for wearing head coverings.
He was talking about, to quote him, a crisis in Ephesus. Some wealthy women new to the faith were spreading false teaching. And I told Timothy, don't let them teach until they've actually learned that there was that there was a correction, not a permanent rule. So I think he's saying,
well, I'm talking
this
about
was
after he mentions Junia, he goes to Corinth.
I'm sorry.
Later on in that clip, he's talking so fast I didn't pick it up.
Well, and I'm reading the
Transcript.
the transcript. So I'm sorry, I was a little ahead.
So go down to Corinth.
Phoebe delivered my letter and explained it. Priscilla corrected a famous preacher. Junia was called an apostle, and in Corinth, women prayed and prophesied during worship. And
Okay.
those aren't sideline roles.
All right. Here's the passage he's referring to. Here's how it begins. Now I commend you because you remember me and everything and maintain the traditions even as I delivered them to you.
What's the passage, Drew?
1 Corinthians chapter 11.
Okay.
Now I'm on verse 3. I want you to understand that the head of every man is Christ, the head of a wife is her husband, and the head of Christ is God. He begins with male spiritual leadership, male authority in the home.
I think you're reading that into it, though.
That's where he begins. And he talks about submission of Christ as an example of that. And then he goes on to talk about how women, when they prophesy, need to have long hair and head coverings, and how men need to have their heads uncovered. And I believe it's cultural. I'm not going to take the time to go into that argument. Maybe we can do that on another Say What. But I want you to understand how deceptive this video is. And how, there's a reason why it lasts like 5 seconds.
Right.
Because he don't want to get into the details. It does say women prophesy. And I believe that's in an assembly, get this, of women. That's the only way it makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense if he's saying, he starts out, the husband is the head of a wife, and the wives should prophesy. And then several chapters later in 1 Corinthians 14, 34, and 35, he says, the women are to keep silent in the churches. Same letter, he left that out as well. So his whole argument that I'm going to erase all guidance on male spiritual leadership and women being submissive in the organization of the church, and I'm going to chalk it up to situational crises, it just falls flat. It just doesn't work.
Is there anywhere where there is a crisis in Ephesus that he's talking to Timothy about with women that are
There's some mention in chapter 4 about one translation is old wives' tales, and him telling Timothy not to pay attention to them. There's some myths and genealogies that he refers to that are getting him off track. And off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that pertains only to a few wealthy women there that are.
It's like
he's
just
addressing in
it's like
chapter
he's
2.
manufacturing a story. I mean,
It's
that's what he's
almost
doing.
like that's what he's doing.
I like this
Like
one.
he's making it up as he goes, Drew.
Yeah.
I like this one comment, and I'm not reading the whole thing, but to quote the comment, people need to stop doing Bible gymnastics to fit their own theologies into what the Bible says. The Bible is clear on this, and guess what? It does not demean women or their roles.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know. I just like the way that was put.
I like the way that's put too, because I believe that this kind of thing is saying women have to do the men's role is demeaning, not maybe they think they're exalting the woman, but they're demeaning a female's roles.
Mm-hmm.
The feminine roles are very important. And we need to think about what we're saying, what we're implying by saying, women need to be doing what men are doing. Well, who's going to be doing what traditionally women did?
And the fact of the matter
What's
is,
wrong with doing that?
The assignment to a role is not a value judgment, right? I mean, it is not. There's, just like you said early on, we're trying to follow what the Bible says in the organization of the church and worship. And we're trying to do that to the best of our ability in the way that it's laid out in Scripture and what the first century church did. That doesn't mean that men are superior to women.
No.
That means that there are roles that are put in place. You can always surmise, why did God do what he did? I mean, there's some explanation there. Some of it goes back to Adam and Eve, right? I mean, that it says in Scripture, right, that that things got out of whack when Adam didn't take his leadership role, right, from the very beginning.
That's a good way to interpret that. Yeah.
And so, I think, we can, we're not called to analyze this, but if we were doing some analysis, one of the things we could consider is sometimes men have to be thrust into a position of leadership. Mm-hmm. If left to their own devices, a lot of times men would not necessarily step forward. And so is part of God's plan, men, you must be the leaders here. Maybe, right? Maybe that's part of God's plan for it. At the end of the day, it's the command, but
from the one who knows us better than we know ourselves.
Right.
He knows what we're capable of.
He kind of created us.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is everyone's in submission to someone else.
Yes, that's very important.
And so, it's not about who's the boss.
No,
because there's only one of those.
That's another thing that irritates me about these kinds of arguments is when they make a role a value judgment, it makes me wonder what they think a leader is. They certainly aren't thinking about Jesus washing feet or dying on a cross. They're thinking about accolades and the praise of men, and that's a very dangerous person to put in a leadership position.
Well, I will tell you, it's hard to abide with y'all with the hate and vitriol y'all are spouting forth,
Jason.
Toward
you're just going to have to get used to it or get out.
Very uncomfortable right now.
How many times do we talk about very publicly where the most valuable work of the church gets done? And we say so many times, and it's not just a men or women thing, but so much of the good done by the church are those things done not necessarily through, some hierarchy, but in the background, it's the things that people do for one another one-on-one.
That's what matters.
There's the value, right, of all of us trying to win people to Christ. And there is certainly organization and leadership for a reason, but the real value is everybody reaching out and teaching the gospel to others.
Amen. All right.
Well,
Good segment.
Take a quick break. Another track from the Marsh Shoots, and we'll be back with our passage.
Together feels right. I need a chance to breathe. Staring at the longing in the mirror. Calm down. Never meant to be a dropout. Am I the least of these? Searching for an honest hallelujah.
Welcome back. Time for our passage. This one is by Seneca, the Roman Stoic. It's very brief, and it reads, I should have gotten ready for this. The things you run from are inside you. The things you run from are inside you.
All right, guys, it's 10:35. That was a good podcast.
I hate to do this, but I need to issue a correction. Not to you,
Okay.
but to whoever we got this quote from.
It's not Seneca.
It is from Seneca in his letters from a Stoic, but the quote is actually, the things you're running away from are with you all the time. It means the same thing.
You all the time.
It kind of means the same thing, but
Well,
I want to be.
When I translated it from Latin,
I know.
I preferred inside you. So are with you all the time.
The things you're running away from are with you all the time. And I would have talked to you about this in the break, but I literally just found it as you were reading
thanks
it.
for that.
I know.
I'm so embarrassed.
But if things are inside you, technically they're with you all the time.
Correct.
So
yeah.
But I do like that we try to get it correct.
Yeah.
We do that for you passengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to be on the up and up.
We want to be transparent
people
and
turn
open.
to us for
Humble, open, and transparent.
Yeah.
Hi.
people turn to us for accuracy. So anyway.
So when you sent this quote around, a week or two ago when we were planning for this podcast.
Or this afternoon.
Or this afternoon.
One or the other.
I can't remember which it was. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep.
I really like this quote, and I will not go into a long monologue about it. But the first thing I thought of was feelings. I run from my feelings. I try to bury my feelings. I try to be a bit stoic at times. Those feelings follow me everywhere I go, and there's no escaping them. And I don't know, that quote, I've been reading a book right now called Permission to Feel. It's about learning to live in your feelings and accepting your feelings and understanding feelings. And this quote just ties in with a lot. What it was talking about is that one of the things, especially males are taught to do at a very young age, is, you bury your feelings.
Push it down.
Yep. You better dry them eyes up.
Yep.
I won't see you cry. Those kind of things at a young age. And there's a lot of that. We were taught, hey,
very societal.
Don't be vulnerable. Don't be open. Don't let people know you're sad. Answer people. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I mean, we would all be in the car on the way to church. All of us have had this experience. You're yelling and screaming at the family, and you get out of the car and dad says, all right, guys, y'all act normal. Act like we like each other. Let's get in here and put on a good face, and we'll talk about this when we get home. And that's teaching us to bury our feelings. And by doing that, we have a lot of men that are probably in the 40 to 60 range that struggle with emotions. We struggle with expressing emotions. And so we try to hide them. We're afraid of them. But my goodness, they follow us everywhere we go.
Adding to your list of things inside you that cause fear and make you run is the imagination.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
which goes right alongside the feelings, may produce the feelings. But we talk about this on the podcast quite a bit. We manufacture our own fears with this creative capacity that God gave us. We can become very good at making up stories and fictions that are not based in reality at all. We talked about this when we talked about Wendell Berry's Piece of Wild Things. What was the phrase? The animals have no forethought of grief, but we do. And that's another thing we're running from. And when you step back and look at it, why are we scaring ourselves? Why do we do that? I'm not sure I understand it yet, but that's the automatic thing. When something seems off, you've got to imagine a reason for it. Instead of just waiting and seeing what the evidence shows, you immediately rush to the worst case scenario. And that's another thing inside that you're running from.
I've talked a little about my dad before and some of his teachings. And there's one that let me get through this and I'll bring it back to what we're talking about. But before I was married, when I was just starting out, my life, I was thinking about moving out. I had a job. I was going to school. I would just freak out and get sort of stuck, like paralysis by analysis. Of there's just so many decisions to make. And if I don't make a decision now, the world's going to fall down around me and I'm going to die or whatever. And he said something that stuck with me of, you don't have a decision to make right now. So I might've been freaking out about what classes I was going to get next semester. There's no decision to make right now. Registration's not even open. Why are you freaking out? So that's sort of a very specific scenario, but I turn it a little bit when my imagination starts going nuts of it's maybe not a decision I need to make, but that thing's not here yet. Why are you letting it freak you out? Or why are you turning this into some big, huge problem in your head when there's no problem yet? Like, right. Wait till it becomes a problem.
Yeah, you're not even sure it's going to be a problem.
You're not even sure it's going to be a problem, but you're doing what you're saying, Drew. You're blowing it up in your head. Your imagination's running wild. You're grieving over something that's not even here.
And the beauty of this wisdom is you can't run from what's inside what's the actual saying? They're with you all the time.
The things you're running away from are with you all the time.
So you're running and they're keeping pace with you.
Yep.
So the only way out is to turn inward. And I think Seneca would put it in terms of self-mastery. Stoicism was all about inner discipline, self-mastery. Don't respond to the externals.
Oh,
Christ is different.
Maybe he was saying push down the emotions too.
Push them down deep, Jason.
I think maybe that's similar to what the Stoics would say. Of course, we think in terms of I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And we turn that weight and that fear over to God and we put things in his hands and we say he's in control and he will do what is best.
In just one other aspect I want to throw at this is the fact that you can't run away from who you really are on the inside, right? So another way to think about this is if there are some things that are incongruencies between who you are on the inside and what you present to the world, you can spend a lot of time trying to run away from those things, even if it's figurative running, right? I've got this facade that I'm playing, but you can't get away from who you really are. I think we often say eventually that will show itself. But I think also all of us we grapple with trying to be the same on the inside and the outside, right? Because we want to be our authentic selves. And often the difference between the two are the things that we're ashamed about, right? Mm-hmm. Either in our feelings or in our private actions, or whatever that may be, whatever we're doing, that people can't see. So I think that's another thing you can't run away from. Who you really are. I think eventually, even if you stay ahead of it for a long time, eventually it catches up with you. And the real question is, if this thing you're presenting to the world is what you really want to be, then you need to line your life up with it.
Can I read the surrounding context here? Because you're talking to basically what he says in a little wider of the passage.
Which we're not shocked. I mean, you are the wisest one in the room.
You are the wisest one in the room.
He's our Seneca scholar. He's been studying Seneca for a long time.
I'm going to start and end in the middle of a paragraph. So I'm not going to... so long as you carry the sources of your troubles with you, those troubles will continue to harass and plague you wherever you wander, on land or on sea. Does it surprise you that running away doesn't do you any good? The things you're running away from are with you all the time. What you must do then is mend your ways and get rid of the burden you're carrying. Keep your cravings within safe limits, scour every trace of evil from your personality. And here's the part that sort of drives home what you just said. If you want to enjoy your travel, you must make your travel companion a healthy one.
That's pretty good right there.
And I really like that. That made me think of Jonah running from his problems.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they were with him
everywhere
the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an excellent example. Yeah.
I like that quote. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
And thanks for giving the context. I really like the context of that.
That really added a lot to it.
This one's really easy because it's not copyrighted and I can find it really quick on the internet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, appreciate it, guys. And appreciate all of our listeners for tuning in and being so loyal to us. Stay with us. There's more to come on Passages.
Follow us on Instagram at passages_podcast and join us next time on Passages.
She don't care.